Day 70 today, which is just crazy, crazy, crazy. So, yeah, I'm so proud of myself, so proud. And we had our Zoom call the other day, and I was sharing how I'd noticed the last week or so, I'd become really intolerant. And I've always liked to preach. One of the things that I'm working with is that in my soul chart is that I like to present as I know. I have the knowledge, I have the information. So I like to tell people. And this week in particular, I've noticed that, my husband actually shared with me that his shoulder had been playing up and to the point where he was considering going for an MRI. And I just lost it. I was like, what the fuck? Like, you need to take accountability, you need to take responsibility and start, what you're putting in your body and what you're doing. And, and I said, you've watched me heal my back through juicing. And he's like, yeah, but that's not going to help my shoulder. I think what he actually said to me is just because you're skinny now doesn't mean you need to be a bitch. And then something else happened, and I did something quite similar where I was just like, blah, 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 blah. Like, you need to do this, you need to do that. Like, what the fuck are you doing? And I caught myself, like I was aware that I was doing it, and I've recognized the pattern of this like intolerance within me. And on the Zoom call on Monday, I was sharing this, and my beautiful teacher Noah, she said, and this is stuff that I know, but sometimes when you're in it, you need somebody to reflect it to you. Everything that triggers you, everything that's going on in your world is a reflection of a part of you. And she said, with the intolerance, it's a part of you. It's a part of you that's asking for love and acceptance and tolerance. And she said, practice zipping it. Practice zipping it. When you feel those triggers and that desire to preach and desire to whatever, just be quiet. Just be quiet and observe it within yourself and acknowledge it within yourself. And especially, going through this journey, I'm looking at my kids and going, how do I change what they're eating? How do I change their food patterns? And I've been going at them, if you keep eating like that, you're going to get sick, blah, 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 whatever. And she said, just your presence and your essence will speak. You don't need to say anything, especially with kids, over 10 years old. Under 10 is different, but over 10, anything that you try and push on them, they're going to push back and reject. And so today, this morning, I just made a few extra juices and just left them on the kitchen bench top. And Lucy came downstairs and she took a pineapple juice and just went and drank it. I didn't say anything, and I was like, yes. Anyway, then tonight she's upstairs doing her homework and she calls me and said, can you make me a watermelon juice for me to have while I'm doing my homework? And I was like, yeah, of course. And then she asked for a second watermelon juice. And I was like, wow. Like, amazing. And so my challenge that I'm doing at the moment is just to zip it. And it's really hard because I like to tell people what they should be doing. And it's interesting because when I, in theory, I understand that everybody's journey is unique to them. And there's a process, right? There's a process involved. And to honor everybody's journey and where they're at. In theory, I get that. In reality, I'm not so patient. I'm not so compassionate. Like, I'm like, get there quicker. Get there my way. But when I look back on my journey, if someone, and people have tried to tell me, like years ago, one of my friends, Cam, he was like, you're always looking outside of yourself to be fixed. You need to fix yourself. And I was like, yeah, get fucked. What do you know? You don't know. You don't know my pain. You don't know blah, blah, blah. So I understand that when you tell people things, it's irrelevant. It's when people are ready and when their process is unique for them. And, my only responsibility is to stay in my lane, walk my path, be the embodiment of what I'm doing. And people will see it. People will notice, just as they have with these videos. Like, people have been messaging, they're watching. I'm not here preaching, I'm just sharing my journey. And people notice. People see you look vibrant, you look healthy, you look energized. What are you doing? And so waiting for the invitation to speak, to share, is what I am focusing on for the remainder and beyond of my 90 days, is just to be quiet. Not on my videos, obviously I'm doing my videos, but in my life, when I see things and I'm triggered and I know that this stuff can help someone, be quiet. Don't say it. Wait to be asked. That actually feels harder than the 70 days of juicing. I'm not going to lie. Oh, yeah. So, day 70. Interesting revelations.